give Noah a hand. All right, man. Thank you. Hey, Rob. So, hey, man. So let me, while I set up the another demo, let me introduce Ryan Rubenstein. So Ryan and I haven't seen each other in many, many years, but we did go to 5th grade together. 5th grade into...
I've seen you since your 10th birthday party.
Yeah, my 10th birthday. Actually, I sent him 10 years old, right?
That's the same cake you wore.
Yeah. It's like, see, it's like it used to be full size when I was 10 years old, and literally he's like, well, let's let Ryan introduce himself, but while I set up another demo.
So, my name is Ryan Rubenstein. I am a sales manager with Magic Leap. My responsibility is we now have Magic Leap in some select AT&T corporate stores where they're actually displaying the product, selling. They actually have them in stock to sell. And there's also a little promotion too. So if anybody's interested, the store in Miami, in Brickell City Center, if you buy a Magic Leap there, you actually get a free carrying case nicer than these, like a real Magic Leap carrying case and a strap. So little shameless plug. So what we do is we actually have in some of the larger stores, we have a Dr. G demo, like a full-blown installation where they've got furniture like this, and you actually feel like you're in almost like a Disney World ride. But we have right now there's 10 stores. We're soon going to be at 20 AT&T stores around the country, and my responsibility is to train, motivate, put out their fires, get the folks understanding spatial computing, and offer demos to customers, and ultimately be able to sell devices on the spot.
So it's pretty interesting because today we're actually doing, like, half people here are from blockchain. We have a big blockchain meetup, so we're super excited about the MagicVerse, where it's like very much blockchain-y oriented, and a lot of that has to do with your previous job at AT&T, like with the 5G. So like, what could you talk to us about the MagicVerse or anything, or what are your thoughts in general about MagicVerse?
Well, I know that there's a lot of energy and a lot of passion behind that project. You know, just being at headquarters and seeing some folks walking around with some very interesting components, if you will. Like, yesterday there was a gentleman walking around. It looked like a scene out of Back to the Future with Doc Brown with some stuff on his head. And that is the beginnings of what would be demos of what the MagicVerse is going to be. And if you watch anything online about with Roni Abovitz, I saw a presentation he did to the University of Miami. There is a tremendous amount of energy behind what the MagicVerse will be. One of the coolest applications I could see for MagicVerse, because as somebody trying to understand what the MagicVerse, like, what does that mean to be able to have a digital twin of the real world in the cloud. Picture, if you will, if you are managing the BB&T Center and you've got a big event that's happening in the arena. Instead of getting reports from folks that are around the arena with IoT sensors that would be able to know how much the concession stands, like what kind of inventory levels are in the concession stands, what kind of flow is happening with the bathroom, get reports from them. If you can actually see that in real time and see a 3D model and be able to zoom in and see that there's a tremendous amount of traffic at the bathrooms over here between these two sections, but you notice that there's not a lot of folks that are over in a different section. You could easily ask the facilities to put up signage to say, no wait over between sections 113 and 115. So stuff like that, I could completely see the way that people will interact with data, the way that you'll interact with IoT sensors, the way that you actually, instead of sitting in front of a computer and a typewriter and a screen, it's going to become something quite archaic.
So can I ask you, why do you think So this is a question for everyone, but why do you think that the blockchain community is so passionate about what's happening with VR?
I think that when you look at the evolution of computers, when we started with a mainframe where we talked to computers with punch cards and had to wait for the data to actually come out, then we started to evolve into a desktop where now you had a typewriter, and then you had a TV. So now we're able to see data in a different way. Then you have something like the mouse, and now with touchscreens, like, we've seen the evolution of computers, and every time we've taken an evolutionary step, we were able to do a lot more. Like, we were able to utilize computers a lot more by the way that we interact with computers. We use computers to build computers. With spatial computing in the MagicVerse, you are now taking it to a whole nother level. So it's almost to the point where we don't even know what's going to come because of making this leap into a whole new way that we interact with data. That's what makes it so exciting, is that we don't even know what will come from this. A lot of times on the consumer side, you think, okay, why would I want to buy a Magic Leap today? If you're not a creator, if you're actually just an end user, why would you want to buy a Magic Leap? And the answer is that it's about what's coming next. I want something different. There's something. What is that next big thing? And the fact that you're able to see the real world in front of you, but then have your digital content join you in the real world. That's exciting, with the amount of stuff.
So one more time, if you want to talk about where is your location on Brickell?
Okay, so the closest AT&T store that has devices in stock and demos, they actually have devices as displays that you can actually play. We've got, there's a DirecTV demo, there is a Dr. G demo, but there's also devices in the store that we've provided for the AT&T reps to be able to kind of like open up and let you play around with the different apps. It's the Brickell City Center, that new fancy shopping area right there on Brickell. They're on the 3rd level, so you have to find like where the AT&T is, but huge store, great folks, and they have the devices on display.
So this is one of the things that FGDA is all about, the Florida Game Developer Association. We could have invited anyone to be speakers, and we have today actually there was a large email went out to the Magic Leap employees about this event, but we actually were very specific about just inviting people we like, our friends like Kurt and Ryan. So we're a very tight-knit group, tight-knit community. We meet about 3 times a month, and all of our speakers are not just people who are going to like just talk at you or give a PowerPoint. They really we pick people who will be part of the community, who actually might collaborate with you. So very specific about who we ask to speak here. So we get, obviously, we could pick a lot of people, but we picked Ryan, literally haven't seen him since 5th grade, but that's the magic of Facebook, right? You can reconnect with people, So yeah, definitely connect with Ryan in the audience. He's a very friendly guy, at least he was in 5th grade. He seems friendly, so yeah, if you guys have any more questions, he'll be in the back.
Which also, if you're really hot, the AC seems to work better in the back. So just saying. How many of you guys have been to Ultra